Hi, good morning. Holiday is coming up. Everybody's counting. Yeah? Suddenly you will say, oh my God, one day is left. So you might as well start kind of doing little planning. How am I going to spend one day? And generally, general tendency of all of us is, oh, when it begins, then we will plan. It doesn't work like that. So, couple of outlines. If we have this tremendous potential called human brain, human mind, human consciousness. We are truly blessed to be so. But you and I don't realize it, and suddenly you say, oh my God, I'm 70. Where did my life go? What happened? Where did I go wrong? So instead of that, a couple of very simple things. This learning to utilize this human brain is what we do, a limited education and limited number of memories and limited skill development. They're very limited. Limited bit of mind, called the memory, called focusing, concentration. You're learning to do that, very limited. But your mind is so powerful. You've heard lots of examples. You hear about thinker. You like that word, no? I'm a thinker. What does that mean? Other people don't think? Yeah, everybody thinks. Everybody's thinking all the time. But almost all of us are thinking scattered, not focused. What are the symptoms? You will find your eyes will reflect. Your body language we have talked about. What is body language? It's nothing else. Whatever you're thinking, it comes out through your body language. So you will see some people doing like that, studying. Have you seen this? What is this? Mind is not focused. Mind is thinking, what the hell am I going to write? Or a boring task. What is the other one? You will see some children will do like this. They will be on their hunches and they're close to the book and doing like that. Total focus attention there. I'm not saying that's a good posture, okay? I'm just telling, make the meaning out of that. How do you do this? Focus this mind. You have to follow certain very simple things, not complicated. You want peace, in your life. You want love. You want affection. You want people to respect you. You want name and fame. You want what? Money. Then, how to get that? How to make this mind work for you? We talked about being a bad boss and being a good servant. How do you make this mind become a good servant? How do you make the brain tremendous potential? 360 million brain neurons per day is generating in the children till they're about 18. In a progressive slowing down from 6 and above. Above 18, you and I don't develop any more brain neurons. But what you don't know possibly is that one brain synapses, when you give data, information, the two neurons, they make a connection, they join up. The moment it gets a data, information, activity. That's how we say, what do you say mean by play way learning? When they're having fun, all they're doing without realizing they're making connections. Once the connection is made, the synapses is lifelong. It doesn't die. Brain neurons die. If you don't give information, so a child growing up in a house where there is nobody to give data, information, or a maidservant's child, little data, or a driver's child, so they grow up with a little brain. Younger than my children, more data, grow up better. And if the child is growing up into a powerful, concentrated environment, they do better. That data, information, is just nothing what you and I have now. If you utilize with the mind, with the concentration and the willpower, you can pick up enormous amount of data. How do you do that? Utilize your time. This is what I'm talking about. Now you've got a few days in front of you. Every day, every moment, every minute. So, accept nothing but the best. So a simple way, like when you walked into your bedroom, your kitchen, your washroom, make sure everything is clean. It was so nice yesterday, Shadhu ma'am doesn't know. Shadhu ma'am did something to the washroom. The washroom doesn't look like a washroom now, it looks like a drawing room now. And she said something very simple. She said, I hate washroom to be watery and look like a washroom. Washroom should not look like a washroom. And honestly, it is looking very nice. And we had lots of guests yesterday. And in the morning before starting my meditation, suddenly it struck me. Yesterday there were lots of things. Let me just go and say out the washroom. It was as neat and as clean. So, wherever you go, keep it clean. Including thinker. What is thinker? Is not scattered brain thinking. It's thinking with one thought. Only one. And when you do that, you will see the body language also automatically changes. If you notice, say, supposing you are concentrating on listening to some music. Have you noticed what do? You close your eyes. Or say you're going to smell some good perfume, you're going to buy some perfume, maybe for Diwali. What do? You don't look into the perfume and smell, no? You close your eyes. You do certain things, but you and I are not conscious of it. Let's say, did you know that you cannot drink water while breathing out? Try it. I'm going to prove Dr. Ghosh wrong. Breathe out and drink water. You can't do it. You have to breathe in when you're drinking. You may stop breathing for a while once you've taken a little bit of breath. Now these are all natural, nature things. Accepting nothing but the best. Wherever you go, make a way of life. Let's say the holidays coming up. I'm going to spend every day. We spend a lot of time in our body, in clothes, in properties, in gold, in jewelry. What about these 2 inches? Other than putting oil and shampoo in the head, we hardly contribute there. But perchance in the school, and some of us got a little recognition of acceptance, or somebody motivated us and said, good girl and good boy. And just to hear that good girl, good boy, we wrote a little more, and everybody said, she's brilliant. It's nothing. You could far expand yourself wherever you stand today. Accept nothing but the best. Say, I'm going to change myself during this time. I'm going to invest, not just skill development, but I'm going to learn to utilize that mind. You've heard lots of examples. The great masters could repeat the entire huge books, shastras, encyclopedia, just like that. People couldn't believe. How did they do it? Look at Isaac Newton. What did he do? He was a thinker. Einstein, all that hair flying and all that. What is it? he's not bothered about his body and things like that. He's a thinker. He's only one-pointed thinking. He's not perfect, but he's on the journey. So Einstein was about to do a talk. He always said, unless you're 15 minutes before time, you are late. So he naturally landed up 15 minutes before time for the session, and people were still putting things and all that. So he came out. He was standing there. So one of the Afro-Asian guy ran up, and he hadn't washed his face, brushed his teeth. He was looking very shabby, and he just came out, one of those ghettos in America, and came out and said, "Sir, may I polish your shoes? $1." So Einstein looked at him and he said, "Okay." He had time, he polished the shoes, and he gave him the $1. So he took the $1, and Einstein asked him, "Tell me something, what are you going to do with it?" He said, "Sir, I'm going to go and eat my breakfast. I don't have money to eat breakfast." The Einstein felt, nice and kind and little pity. They said, "Okay, I'll give you $5 if you go wash up, clean yourself, and come back to me. I'm waiting." So he ran off, he went, the little boy cleaned up himself and came down, and he gave a nice smile, and Einstein gave him another $5. So he took that, and he said, "Sir," he took out $1 from that, and he said, "If you promise to comb your hair, I'll give you this $1." That boy, by the way, went on to become a great guy subsequently in future. So see, what did he do? He's all the time thinking. He's thinking ahead. Now, when you learn to think single-pointed, this is, you keep hearing this word, meditate. Why should you meditate? What's the point? The point is, when you do learn, meditation is not just thinking. Dhyanam, Patanjali brought out, the meaning of dhyanam is continuous flow of mind with one thought. That's the meaning of dhyana. And around 300, 400 years, that is 3rd, 4th century, this dhyanam came from the Japanese and the Chinese, particularly the Japanese. They came down for the Buddhisms and all that, flew out from India, and they started to call dhyan as chan. The word came chan. You will hear this word in particularly this area. And from chan came subsequently another 300, around 3rd century was chan, around 4th century came Zen. And sometimes I've shared with you all after we came back from Japan, we've gone to Japan, I wanted to learn more about Zen, because Japan is the country of Zen and the Zen art and things like that. We did a lot of studies before going down. We met some Zen master, and we were talking to that lady. We were asking, where did you all pick up Zen from? So she couldn't speak anything other than Japanese. The translator was telling, so she did like that to me. I said, it must be a Japanese way of being polite. So I asked the translator, what did she say? She said, from you. I said, from me? Huh? She said, from India. I said, really? Just imagine, you and I grown up in India, we don't know that the Zen started off from India. And subsequently, our research showed that it is so. So, this Dhyanam, it flowed out from India to the world around today, but you and I are not utilizing it. During this break time, try, and it's not easy, but it can become very simple if you follow a simple process. Some of the processes are live life with purity. You'll automatically find restlessness will go away. Do good work. Diwali is the time you're supposed to be kind and nice and loving and give gifts. No? They're kind thing. They're loving, lovely thing. You're always fine. Everybody's smiling. Everybody wants to have no fights, no quarrels. You must be already making up my mind. Whatever he asks me, I will say yes. It doesn't mean that. It means something else. And where will that come from? That peace and tranquility? From within. So you establish that within. So you would be surprised to know the Patanjali's Dhyanam starts up with two things only. One is Prakriti, that is nature. You think about something on the nature. Only one point. And the other is Purusha. Purusha is infinite consciousness. So you hear, how can Hindus have 36 crores of gods and goddesses? How can gods have 10 hands? Yeah, in Hinduism, it has been from thousands of years. First it started up with Vedanta. In the Vedanta, what does it do? It is Nirakar, Nirgun. God, you think of God as Nirakar, no shape, no face, no hand, no nothing. And Nirgun, no qualities, no attributes, infinite. That is true Vedantic creation of God. Subsequently, people say, but listen, I have to pray, no? And when I pray, I want God to be kind, God to grant me, God to say, okay. So let's give some attribute to God. So God became kind, loving, caring, always. Have you noticed all the God's pictures wherever their hand is like this? Guru's hands are like that. So the attributes came in. And subsequently with the attributes came the body. Because they found, the rishis found that it's very difficult for the common people to certainly think about nothing but air. It's very difficult, very tricky. It's so easy for you to think about your baby, no? Because why? The baby's got a body, shape, smile, a little type of walking and talking. It's very easy for you to remember. So since you're growing up, meet that. In this event, the thing which is not visible is the mind, is the consciousness. So you and I forgot about it. Totally. And what we can see, sense, taste, smell, we remember it. So how do you utilize this time? Reflect. This is called manana. Vedanta talks about shravanam, like you all are listening. To listen to something or read something. Read to your own self. That's shravanam. Or swadhyaya. And then manana, reflection. Reflection is the preliminary of the meditation. You reflect upon it, concentrate, and what? Not just God's name, Krishna, 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 or Allah, 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 no. It says, focus on one issue, anything. You could take maybe the Kaaba stone and just reflect on it. Maybe a cross, reflect on it. Take one. Mind will tend to go away. Don't. Allow it to go away. The moment it goes away, how can you don't? Hold the mind, bring it back. And you say, monkey, your job is not there. You come back here. Stop thinking about that boy or the girl. Stop thinking about the muscle. Have you realized? You and I spent a lot of time in looking good. What about Vedanta saying, yes, you should look good. But what about being good? So, you hear this term quite often. Let's do meditation. What is it? Do meditation. You can't do meditation. Meditation is being. Let's study Quran. This is my study time. Let's study Bible. Let's study Bhagavad Gita or Guru Granth Sahib. You say that. But the ancient masters are saying, no, you become Bhagavad Gita. You become So the moment you do this becoming, being good, something happens to you. What happens? You suddenly find you have become very steady, nice, and whenever somebody comes out with an issue, a question, a problem, let's say, I know nothing about, let's take an example of a car, automobiles, engine spare parts, what to do with it. Something is the problem. I don't know anything about it. But you'd be surprised. All information, all knowledge is within you. Now this you keep hearing. Swamiji Vivekananda has written down. There is no knowledge which comes from outside. It's all inside of you. Why? The Vedanta says, you are that supreme. If you're the supreme, you should know everything. Then why is it that when we wish something, crave something, fight for something, we don't get it? Or we get it little? Because we have forgotten that supreme power which is within us. So through the meditation what you do, you focus that. When will it happen? When will you do like that and the thing will happen? The Vedanta says, we don't know. So before you take Vedanta to consumer court, Vedanta says, wait. We don't know. When will it happen to you? Because it depends on you. But one thing we know that it will happen to you. When, we don't know, but it will happen. So all you have to do is learn to do along with your lots of things. Have you noticed if you want to build a skill, let's say playing golf, or playing cricket, or learning to write with the calligraphy, beautiful handwriting, or learning to paint from Vishwajit Sir, you have to focus, you have to concentrate. Without doing that, you can't do anything. You want to, say, write a beautiful composition. You have to focus. You have to think. That one line thought which has come up. Close your eyes, think. And keep thinking. And you'll be surprised. Jewels will come out of you. Same me, jewel will come out. So same child who came in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ago, you know how was the child. And now, starting from mother onwards to you onwards to everybody amazed. How is this child doing like this? It is amazing. The PTA day, one of the mother, she was smiling a lot and nodding her head at whatever we were saying, meaning very happy. And she came down and said, today is my daughter's birthday after the meeting. And then she was saying, she said it a little bit meeting also. After the meeting she said, I cannot believe what my two daughters are doing these days. And she came with the younger one's birthday. And the younger one, meaning I was amazed to see her sharpness of thinking. Anything that you ask, her eyes, instead of looking like this, will straight away shoot up like that. And she's thinking. And comes out with such reflection. Honestly, we are dealing with these kids every day. I was awed. I said, wow, I wish I had this skill when I was her age. Today I would be somebody better, different. So what did they do? What did you teach the child to do? Learn to think. And that's what his called IV is talking about. Be a thinker. Reflect. So, Shravanam, either study or listen or both. Then, Mananam, reflect. And then, Nididhyasanam. These are three simple Vedantic principles to be what? Excellent. Do not accept anything but perfection. But Vedanta also goes ahead and tells you perfection has no limit. Why? You remember I'm talking about a very simple understanding. Who's God? Infinite. Now, Nirakar, Nirguna. Infinite. So if that infinite is perfection, how can there be a limit? The moment you put a limit, it's not God anymore, it's something else. So it is true when you say, how can this be Durga Mata? Durga Mata is infinite. But this is just for simple people like you and me to hold on to something, because we have to hold on, touch and pray, and we belong. I've done my puja. You'll have to do a little fasting. Why? It makes you feel pure, makes you feel nice, makes you feel sacrificing. What is sacrificing? You sacrifice for your sons and the daughters. A busy mother at home has no time to think of her headache or pain in the knee. Nothing, no time. Why? Because she's all the time busy over that one's job and that one's job, and that one is crying and this one has got fever. She's running around for everyone. At the end of it, she just goes to sleep. She has got no time to think about her whole problem. So, if you keep your mind with that kind of stuff, you will find the mind becomes a beautiful servant. Then what can you do? Anything. If you just think of it, it'll happen. You say, that would be a day. Actually, it is just waiting for you to discover it. For everyone. And who are those people who are born with silver spoon? Those are the ones who will find they're naturally very caring, very loving, always got a smile in their face. Some of them you might find with a lot of money and a frown and walking up like that, they're not very happy. You will find they've got lots of problems also. But those ones may not flash around, but they have enormous abundance. So, utilizing this simple thing called samaya, kalam, time, during this little bit of gathering, stand exactly where you are and start becoming perfect. Whatever you touch, that little toilet with Shadabam did, or after that, she said, I want to cook something for the Sarada Mat, all the monks. So she cooked a lot of it, and we went down and gave it to them. This is what? An act of kindness. So the moment you do, it's not going to go away. It's going to come back. Action opposite equals reaction. The moment you sit down and concentrate, sit down and listen, that is Shravana. Sit down and do reflection, eyes closed, manana. Sit down and hold on to one thought. You will find, have you noticed this picture all over, meditating people, smiling, rows of light flowing out of them? Who's that? It's you only. I don't know if you're aware, Buddha, when he was alive, he told his #1 disciple, Buddha, don't make a statue out of me. I don't want anybody to make a statue. And just see today, just because of his meditation, every house has got not one. Our house, we must be having something like 50, 60 Buddhas. Everybody's got. So what happened? People would then, is Buddha dead now? Yeah, his body is not there, but he is there. He's there with your consciousness. So this is what happens to you. The moment you focus that powerful gift of the mind, which in turn to the brain goes out. Exactly where you stand, exactly where you are right now. Start doing it. And you will see something beautiful emerge from you. And you yourself have this desire. Have you noticed, those of you who got kids, what you couldn't become, you wanted your child to become. You had the desire within you. Some of you become successful. And you create a masterpiece. So what did they say? Sachin Tendulkar is because of his mother. Amitabh Bachchan because of his mother and father. Or Vishwanath Anand, mother. Kalpana Chawla, mother. Aishwarya Rai, she said, it's my mom. First time she failed, huh? She lost to Sushmita. Mother said, you will do it. Next year, next time, she became the champion. So, who is this mother? This mother is the one who knows the potential. She may not have got the concept of the ideas, but she's developed it over the years, or the teacher, and says, you can do it. All you have to say is, come on, start. So, what good is time to start other than right now? When? This is why they say, child's name is today. Your perfection